This is a 1982 Mazda RX-7. Once upon a time, it was one of Japan's great sports cars. Lightweight, balanced, simple, which is precisely why leaving it alone would have been the sensible thing to do. Naturally, we didn't. Somewhere along the way, this perfectly innocent little sports car fell into the hands of people with questionable judgment, an internet connection, and absolutely no respect for factory engineering. Today, it has become something else entirely. Meet the Boogie Wagon. It isn't fast, it isn't comfortable, it certainly isn't refined, but it possesses one very special quality. It has absolutely no interest whatsoever in behaving itself. Nothing about it makes any sense. It's an old Japanese sports car, wearing a safari roof rack, because we're about to drive it over 1,500 miles through California and Nevada in the blazing heat of summer, and somehow convinced ourselves we'd need luggage space. Which, to be fair, we will. Because if history has taught us anything, it's that this car is going to require encouragement. It overheats. The gearbox occasionally forgets that it's a gearbox. Above 50 miles an hour, it attempts to become a massage chair. The tires rub, the exhaust finds its way into the passenger compartment, through the air conditioning mostly. And every time we solve one problem, another one immediately volunteers. Soon, the Boogie Wagon will attempt something even more ridiculous, a lemons rally. Nearly 1,500 miles, 4 days, 5 cities, mountain roads, desert heat, questionable decisions, and a rule book that somehow awards points for terrible cars, creative roadside repairs, and making questionable life choices. Which means, for the first time in this car's life, it's finally competing in an event designed specifically for it. Fabrication on this car required 3 highly qualified engineers. Unfortunately, they weren't available, so instead, there's me, the eternal optimist, the owner of the car, completely convinced that every mechanical problem can be solved with enough enthusiasm, and one more trip to the parts store. Then, there's my co-pilot, a talented fabricator, a gifted welder, and a fiercely competitive man-child who genuinely believes that this car is a real panty dropper. He is profoundly mistaken. And finally, the man who allowed all of this to happen, our host, owner of the farm shop, a fabricator of remarkable talent, and a man who appears considerably more interested in goats than people. His first question wasn't about horsepower or reliability. It was, so where do you put the livestock? Honestly, it's a fair question. Then there's the engine. That explains rather a lot. Because somebody looked at Mazda's wonderfully clever rotary engine and thought, you know what this needs? 5 liters of Ford. Sitting where the rotary once lived is now a 5-liter Ford V8. Not because it was the easiest thing to do or the smartest, simply because it was cheap and hilarious. 25 years ago, this car was sitting in a wrecking yard. $500, days away from becoming scrap metal. Instead, it became part of my life. It's been rebuilt, broken, modified, fixed, broken again, and somehow, against every ounce of common sense, it's still here. Which is fortunate, because we're not finished making bad decisions, you see. There was just one problem. A V8 swapped RX-7 still wasn't irresponsible enough. Welcome to 0 Stars Racing.